Southeast needs tactics, not threat, in dealing with Tinubu. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post our juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. In the build up to the 2023 presidential election, I raised a stumper in a column. If P2B fails, as it certainly would, what next for the Southeast? It was with sincere contemplation and unaffected judgment that I probed the imminent misfortunes of the Southeast as fashioned by star-crossed quest. I had advised we deploy tact with dispatch and divest our support by adopting President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu as our candidate. I also suggested that we should not go all hell body and soul into obese expedition and that we should cast off all the straitjacket of emotions and embrace political realism. But I believe at the time it was too difficult to surrender emotion to reason under a charged cumulus of propaganda, anger, and native sentiment. Other factors from a persecutorial complex were at play as well. I know. Today we are here. The reality some never wished for is undisguisedly evident. Managing the reality of Asiwaju Tinubu's presidency with solemn acquiescence is necessary for those who are too unnerved to reckon. Damian Okeke, again, vice president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, was reported to have emptied his bowls of venom on the president-elect for purportedly not including an individual of the Southeast extraction in his transition inauguration committee. He was reported to have said, and I quote, "Igbophobia is in his Tinubu's veins, and by not including Igbo people in the handover committee, he is only trying to reopen old wounds." He inherited the hatred Muhammad Buhari has against Igbo, especially when the president-elect has said he will continue from where the incumbent president has stopped. He said he will continue with Buhari's policies, and our question is, what is he continuing? Is it to continue the marginalization of a particular ethnic group? This is overwhelmingly ludicrous. It is disappointing for an elder to be afflicted by hate and prejudice. I am of the view that this unconscionable outburst betrays a cavernous agenda by a few. Is this a taste of what to expect from these social taxon in the next 4 years? Ethnic recriminations, discordance, suspicions, and accusations? Is it appropriate to situate the current disillusionment of the youth on the top of hate fed them by the older phylum? The result of counterweiling and ethnic Trumpism to stir sectional angst and dander by a few Igbo leaders is disheartening, condemnable, and injudicious. It will achieve nothing but create a chasm between the incoming government and the Southeast. They must desist for the good of the zone. The Tinubu administration is yet to take off, but cries and allegation of exclusion and marginalization are splintering the air, all for a government that is yet to birth. This is disturbing. It smacks of a deeper class conspiracy robbed in patriotic perturbations. Are these leaders afraid of their own decision from the table of service interest and compromise? Are they seeking to drive their own agenda baked in the people's fears and concerns? Are they fighting for their own survival by kindling the ethnic cauldron? Are they on the war of personal interest against the collective? Some of these evil leaders invested their loyalty in one party for 16 years, leading the people by the neck in their sharing of political spoils, with no nameable benefit for the zone. It was all self-aggrandizement and material accumulation for self and self only. At a time that tax and inter-ethnic cooperation is expected, this smattering number of leaders are issuing threats and provoking ethnic collisions. Who does that wing of Ohanaeze Ndigbo speak for? I believe elders should know better and do better. They should guide and counsel the youth given to destructive proclivities and not become the soundboard for the juvenile prejudices. If elders succeed by the same logic pleading the young, then we'll have a serious problem on our hands. Let me make it clear, Ohanaeze Ndigbo is peopled by some distinguished leaders who will not offer themselves to contemptible pursuits, propaganda, and schematic crusades. Men of strong character and uncommon pedigree exist within Ohanaeze, but the capricious voice of only a negligible but blighted section seems to be the loudest. It is important to establish that the views of this minor cream in Ohanaeze do not represent the thinking, wishes, and opinions of many people of Igbo patrimony. I believe we should by now have learned from the perils of political naivety and non-requited loyalty. Therefore, we must deploy tact affability, comradeship, and compromise in whatever we are seeking in Nigeria. Holding out a hand of fellowship is not weakness, but precipice. It shows strength of character and patriotism. We must put an end to that which divides us and support the administration of President-elect Tinubu to succeed for the sake of Nigeria, and where criticisms are necessary, they should be constructive and not be imbibed with atavistic undertones. Omo, oyibo ti po, oyibo po. Now I understand though, it is time where we are going to drop all, everything that what's it called, before. Most especially the incoming president. It is going to be difficult for the southeastern region to warm up to the president-elect, but it is not impossible. The president-elect also should do his fatherly duties in an equitable manner, so as to make the southeastern region, not just the southeastern region, all geopolitical zone warm up to him. And it is going to come naturally if he does his fatherly duties or his presidential duty in a very equitable manner. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.